Here it says idols of pollution. Some modest behavior in concealing truth concerning the mysteries of knowledge. By the way, knowledge here is da'at in Hebrew, and in Greek text, and particularly Gnostic text, that would be gnosis. So da'at here is gnosis in Greek, in case you're interested. It's a special form of knowledge. It's an enlightening knowledge, a Platonic, Neoplatonic sort of knowledge that gives you enlightenment. And you have the parallel here. So now I lost my line here. They are the foundations of secrets of the Spirit for the sons of truth and for the visitation of all who walk in it. Another visitation. It is healing, abundant peacefulness, long life, fruitful seed with all blessings, forever, everlasting joy, and life victorious, and a crown of glory. Well, we heard about a crown of glory in Paul's letters. All the athletes at the stadium were racing for a crown of glory. I race for a crown of glory that will never fade. It's in 1 Corinthians, if you know that particular one. And it's also at the end of 1 Corinthians, with majestic raiment in eternal light. I give you 1 Corinthians 51 to 15, 51 to 58. The ways of the spirit of unrighteousness are greediness. This is the other, the two spirits. It's a document known to early Christianity. Greediness, stumbling hands in the service of righteousness. Look at 2 Corinthians 11:15, I say. Wickedness, lying, pride, proudness of heart, duplicitousness, deceitfulness, cruelty, abundant ill temper. Well, I know some people who have some abundant ill temper. I know some people back then, and I know some people in these days, too. I can name you some people in this university who have abundant ill temper. Impatience, much folly, we put them among the sons of darkness right out, boy. There's some very abundantly ill-tempered people. You say, so are you. Okay, put me there. At least I try to have a sense of humor. Okay, lying, we're going to hear about that again. Proudness of heart, okay, I admit it. Duplicitous, deceitfulness, cruelty, abundant ill temper, impatience, much folly, and not zeal for the judgments of God, but what? Zeal for lustfulness, works of abomination in a spirit of fornication, and ways of uncleanness in the service of pollution, and a tongue full of blasphemies. Blindness of eye, dullness of ear, stiffness of neck, hardness of heart, or to walk in the ways of darkness, evil inclination, and the visitation, or if you prefer, reward of all who walk in the immeasurable punishments. This is the same word in the Habakkuk passage to describe what was done to the wicked priest's corpse, the punishment, at the hands of all the angels of destruction, for eternal damnation, for the burning wrath of the God of vengeance, everlasting torment and endless admonishment with shameful extinction in the fire of the netherworlds. Oh boy, they really got the bit in the mouth, haven't they? Fire and brimstone, right? And all the errors of their generation. I don't like this document much till the end of it. Until they go, this is the way, making a way into the wilderness. I think it gets nicer towards the end. And all the errors, I'm reading it quickly, so you can't accuse me of skipping things. And all the errors of the generations they shall spend in mournful weeping and bitter evils of the abysses of darkness until their annihilation without remnant or survivor. Ooh, pretty unrelenting group. Peaceful Essenes, meditating in the wilderness, the normal view of Essenes that you hear. This is. If you want to define these as Essenes, then I agree they are Essenes, but they're not those kind of Essenes. These are what I would call sellout Essenes or Sicari Essenes, according to how Hippolytus in the 3rd century defines the 4 groups of Essenes. That's why originally common research they were mistaken for sellouts. And the two spirits is the history of all the sons of man. And in there are 2 kinds, all the hosts inherit a share according to their generation and walk in their ways. The whole history of mankind is being outlined. And all the works in womankind they do in their own divisions. And a man shall be rewarded for all eternal ages according to the vision of their work, whether lesser or greater, because God has appointed them equally unto the last time. Well, they're not going to have very good luck proselytizing this stuff, are they? So Paul's got the edge in this particular race. So give him the edge on the 60-yard dash here. And he's placed eternal hatred between their divisions. I don't want to take this overseas. Truth abominates the acts of unrighteousness, and unrighteousness abominates the ways of truth. Zeal for division infuses all their judgments, because they do not walk in unison. God and the mysteries of his intelligence and the wisdom of his glorious put an end to all the unrighteous being, and at the time another visitation, he will destroy it forever. Then truth, the two spirits again, which was wallowed or was immersed in the ways of wickedness during the dominion of uprightness until the time the appointed judgment will emerge victorious in the world. That's the end of 1 Corinthians. Then God will refine with his truths all the works of man and purify himself the sons of man, perfecting all the spirit of unrighteousness within his flesh. And here we get Holy Spirit baptism again. And by means of the Holy Spirit, what kind of Jewish documents do you get talking about the Holy Spirit? 2nd century BC? 1st century BC? No, not until the 1st century AD do you get people talking about the Holy Spirit in this way. But this is not a Pauline way, but it's parallel. It's parallel, just a little opposite point of view, but using the same categories. So that's what I mean by internal data. Internal data. Handwriting, 2nd century BC. Internal data, 1st century AD. What do you trust more, handwriting or internal data? Well, I know what my eyes see. He will pour down upon him the spirit of truth, like baptismal waters. There it is. The Holy Spirit are like baptismal waters. Anyone who knows Christianity, the book of Acts knows all about these kinds of images. But it's not as detailed as this in the Christian doctrine. Washing him of all the abominations of lying, and he shall be immersed in the spirit of purification, and because the upright to understand the knowledge of the Most High and the wisdom of the sons of heaven. The sons of heaven exist too. To teach the perfect of the way, another name for the group still, whom God has chosen as an everlasting covenant. And here we go. We had it in the Damascus document. It pops up again here, one of my favorite expressions. Remember it? Circle it. And all the glory of Adam will be theirs. The primal Adam doctrine of the Ebionites, of the pseudo-Clementine recognitions. You want to write about Jewish Christianity? This is Jewish Christianity in Palestine. But I wouldn't call it that, because there's no Christianity yet. I don't know what you call it. I would call it Essenism, Ebionitism, something like that. As I say, here, of course, are the Ebionite, Al-Khazite, Saban, primal Adamite ideology permeating all Baptist groups in northern Syria and southern Iraq. And there'll be no more unrighteousness, and all the works of, and you want to know about that, read my New Testament code. And all the works of deceitfulness will be put to flight. Until now, the spirits of truth and righteousness struggle in the hearts of man, and they walk either in wisdom or unrighteousness, and according to a man's inherent truth and righteousness, so will he hate unrighteousness, loving and hating. And according to the inheritance of the lot of unrighteousness, so he will be hated.